Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Big Screen Show. My name is Victor,
I'm Alex.
It's Wyatt.
and we're back bringing you guys another movie review. This time, very exciting one. I mean, at least for me personally, this was my most look forward to movie in this beginning half of or I guess first quarter of the year. You know, Mickey 17. That's what we're talking today. Bong Joon Ho, I believe is how you say his name.
I think either that or Bong Joon Ho.
Okay. Either way, it's his next movie after Parasite, is it? Do you know that?
I think it might be.
I think it is, because Parasite came out 2019. That's long ago, but not that long ago. But Robert Pattinson in the lead. And yeah, so anyways, let's get some general thoughts going. Alex, you want to go first?
I'll let you take it. I'll let you
Me?
go first.
Okay, so my initial spoiler-free thoughts of this movie were, first off, the first 45 minutes at least. I mean, I'd say it's at least about 30 minutes to 50 minutes max was mind blowing. I mean, I'm sitting in the movie theater thinking this is about to be the greatest film ever. I don't know. It was we're en route to a 10 out of 10. And then it just gets weird. Not in a bad way weird. Just a couple things that I kind of think are negatives and weigh the film down. And I'll explain that in the spoiler section of the video. But due to that, my rating does come down to a 8 out of 10, but a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, cinematography was incredible. I mean, the writing was incredible. I mean, coming off of Parasite, which is the only other work of his that I've seen, it's still up to par with those characteristics of great writing, great cinematography, things like this. So everything was still very upfront, high quality. I mean, Robert Pattinson had to, I guess essentially be the forefront of two roles, but even in some cases, 5, 6 different roles, and for that, very impressive job on his end, really remarkable job. I think he did a great job with what he was tasked to do. And yeah, without saying too much and spoiler free, I'll leave it at that. 8 out of 10, a super solid one. Maybe would change with further viewings, seeing it another time and maybe a third time, and could potentially go higher. But I think the floor is an 8, solid 8. And yeah, those are my general thoughts. So, Alex?
Yeah, honestly, right there with you. Good. Honestly, this is actually the second Bong Joon Ho film I've seen. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to see Parasite. I still haven't watched it yet, unfortunately. But the other Bong Joon Ho movie I saw was back in 2010s, where it was Chris Evans' movie Snowpiercer.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that movie. And so with Bong Joon Ho, again, I've seen this has been a huge rise ever since his Oscar win.
Sure.
With
Parasite put him, yeah,
really put him on the map and made me more known about him.
Sure.
And then when I found out Snowpiercer, I was like, oh, for real? So then when I found out this premise of Mickey 17, and then you got Robert Pattinson, and it's that dude's one of the best actors ongoing. And so basically what made this movie was oddly, I was starting to be fun with a bit of political satire and something there, and I was right. Although it wasn't the type of funny I was expecting going into it. Yeah. So it actually surprised me a bit, which I really enjoyed. But honestly, the thing that makes this movie alone is just the performance of Robert Pattinson alone, literally playing distinct versions of himself, of the same character, where then none of them feel the same. Oh. And I thought, that's some top-notch acting for him. It's no wonder that he's always been getting put in, a lot of movies like this. It's he's amazing.
He's elite, and I just want to be here to give a PSA out to the people. Let's stop, because there was a frame in time where we, and by we I mean the public, were shitting on Robert Pattinson, rooted from his Twilight days. I'm here to give a PSA.
He's totally broke free. He's totally broke free from Twilight.
Yes.
Personally, I blame Twilight, because that's the whole franchise that made us think that he wasn't talented. But he had to really prove that afterwards by doing a bunch of indie films, which again he enjoyed. It really had to bring up his reputation again.
And I'm just here to say that he did that.
Yeah, and he did. And then now the dude, man, is Batman. Like one of my favorite live action Batman.
Great Batman, great Mickey, great, just a lot of good projects. So I don't know, that's a little PSA, but sorry.
But yeah, going back to that. But yeah, the really phenomenal writing, great character performances all around. Again, very fun and does a lot more greater political satire, black comedy aspect. I really enjoyed, which
dark comedy.
Yeah, and again, this is kind of unlike a type of thing that Bong Joon Ho has done, where usually some of his other films, where it comes to like certain themes and stuff like that, it's usually a lot more subtle with a lot more nuance. With this one, it is a lot more upfront and center, which I like, which honestly goes along with like the tone that it's making, and honestly is really good balancing out where it's fun, but also has a nice bit of serious in there with these quiet moments, mostly amounting from like Robert Pattinson's character as Mickey himself, which honestly adds more greater context to the overall story. So, honestly, yeah, the movie's 8 out of 10, which greater use of tone, really more upfront theme than what we're used to for Bong Joon Ho, and the fact that even this, again, cinematography and the environment that in the filming was made is just great, such a great, unique aspect of it that I haven't seen from Bong Joon Ho since the movie Snowpiercer, that has a unique concept, but also has its own utilization of like the type of frosty, cold environment. Mm-hmm. So honestly, yeah, all around solid writing, phenomenal performances that carries overall in the theme. 8 out of 10, solid.
Yep. I do want to lastly add on my side. I agree with you. It was incredibly funny, which I was not expecting. But Wyatt, thoughts?
8 out of 10. For me, I kind of have the same thoughts as you, Victor, where 30, 45 minutes in, I thought this movie was going to be phenomenal. It was beginning to give 9 or 10 type vibes at the beginning of the movie. And little note, this was originally supposed to be a longer film. They were supposed to have a lot longer time periods with all of the other Mickeys. So I really wish that would have happened. That would have added a lot more fuel to the fire, just would have added a lot more detail. And I felt like those were some of the best parts of the movies when we were seeing these other Mickeys, how they experimented on him and stuff like that. It was so interesting. Really wish they would have kept the movie a little longer. They cut it down. It was still over 2 hours, But I'm all for long movies. I'll sit in the theater. He definitely broke free from Twilight. It was more of a straightforward message, but there is you could call it dark, a hidden message in this movie that I want to touch on a little bit later when we get into spoilers. There is a really good message behind this movie. I can't wait to touch on it. 8 out of 10. I'm trying to think if I have any more general thoughts that don't spoil anything. The cast. I really felt like it was going for a 9 or a 10, but I tell you, some of the people that went over the top with it and their characters went over the top was Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette. No goes in this movie. What the heck were they thinking? It really just got really got unserious with them. And I get it was a dark comedy or whatever, but it really got so just out of whack with those two. They kind of took me out of it. And that's why I dropped the rating,
That's fair.
But 8 out of 10 for me. If they would have delivered with those two characters and maybe delivered with a couple of other things, this movie did have the potential to rise in rating, as we've all said. But
because definitely when we get to spoiler territory, it's definitely going to discuss on that one on how it could have done to really set it over the top, which we'll get into later.
Yep, but that's all. I'm not going to spoil nothing for y'all today. 8 out of 10 for me.
So 8 all around, solid. I mean, hey, I definitely think it has its shortcomings in some places, as we all clearly agree, but undoubtedly a must watch. Like, go to the theater, watch this movie, you'll still have a great time, and it's like, dude, it's kind of a trip. Like, go watch this, because it's definitely kind of crazy.
Best movie so far of the year, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been kind of in the hospital, so I haven't seen a lot, but from what I've seen, definitely, that's my opinion.
Definitely a great start for a great early part of this year, honestly.
Yeah, for Q1, this was taking the cake so far, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So check it out if you haven't seen it. We highly recommend. Mickey 17's in theaters now. But with that being said, we're getting into spoiler territory now. If you haven't seen the movie and do not want to spoil it, go ahead and click off the video. We try to bring you guys videos at least once a week, sometimes more. So please make sure to stick around and follow our journey. Click that subscribe button. And if you like this video, the best way to let us know is by hitting the thumbs up button down there, because that also helps us out a ton. Now, spoiler alert, here we go. Personally, well, you wanted to touch, okay, Ruffalo, right? You wanted to touch on that, couple characters.
Let's talk on their characters. Their characters were complete idiots.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, complete idiots. They went over the top with it. They could have
like that.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, see, he's the type of person that those characters are made for. But I'm on your side of this equation. I wouldn't go as far as to say, no, actually I would. Because looking back, it's like, bro, like, I get it, but it's just not no, maybe it's not the vibe it needed to be, that I should say. It's not the vibe I wanted from them.
Yeah, they were just over the top with it, and it was fun. They could have played those roles and not have been like super over the top. The over the top comedy didn't even hit for me. You know?
Yeah.
Like the roles.
Yeah, honestly, I get where you're coming from, but I already know that's the type of thing I like. But honestly, I like it not in the way you're thinking, but I think it's because it feels all the more relevant in like today's political climate, and how like politics is really much more of a joke nowadays, where it's not really taken that much seriously because it's just so corrupt, and we have like fucking idiots or something making these highly critical decisions that affects everybody. And also the fact that they are incompetent in this movie is also a major thing, even on like why Mark Ruffalo's character chose to go to space anyway, because even on Earth they knew he was an incompetent person that couldn't run anything, and he was like unethical. So that only makes all the more reasoning of why it fits tonally in this whole message and everything, because he dragged a whole bunch of people who believed in him, even though he's an idiot. Again, you can really feel like similarities between this, like Trump and his Trump supporters, because like only people like that will actually follow this idiot into space, into this unknown environment where literally you're risking someone's life over and over again to find another place. And again, also, I realized from watching a recent video, I think it was Vanity Fair with Bong Joon Ho and Robert Pattinson, where Bong Joon Ho literally made these characters based off of like these long history of like these petty dictators and corrupt politicians and things like So clearly, it's a lot based in reality here. Because again, I mean, now years ago, you probably wouldn't think too much of it. You could really think of it more as like this huge, big comedic joke about politics and politicians and everything like that. But how it is now,
I mean, it's still applicable. I mean, you got the Hitlers and the Stalins.
I mean, that was used like in a way more very serious tone, but those is kind of used more as part of a joke that's long been done over and over. But in this political climate in today's world now, it's hard not to see how relatable it is today.
I honestly did not, but that's just because I wasn't looking for it. I was just watching the movie. But now that you say that,
man, I get where they were trying to take like maybe some shots at Trump, make this guy Trumpy or whatever. But
it's actually just a coincidence, because Bong Joon Ho didn't make it to a very specific person, but just overall
they definitely made it about a specific person.
No. I'm just telling you what Bong Joon Ho said.
He was even talking like him. He even had the Trump accent in some scenes.
I know that's probably a more artistic choice, but like again, Bong Joon Ho said that it's literally for everyone's own relatability, particularly in the political environment. So like, of course, we're gonna say it's Trump, but maybe in like another country, it's probably their type of dictator or petty politician or something like that. But it's just Trump is just the overall most popular thing to make fun of, since again he's been this whole thing ever since 2016.
I can't. Yeah, I saw any similarity between him and Trump. I can't even lie.
Really?
Like at all?
What? No, there was some like they they honed in on that. That was
Yeah,
a factor they
they
honed in
really
on.
did. Like even Wine said, Mark Ruffalo's character literally sounded like Trump and
They
stuff.
thought they thought Trump was about to lose the election, and they thought this was about to be about Trump losing 2 elections and taking his people to space. You feel me? They thought he was about to lose twice, and this is like him taking his Trump supporters up to space so he can rule. That's exactly what they were going for, bro.
Yeah, 'cause everybody was just following this dude so blind, thinking like, "Oh yeah, this man speaks for the people. He knows what's up. I will follow this dude for wherever he goes." I mean, come on.
Damn. Nope, never crossed my mind.
They're
Like, this is like,
complete idiots. When they banned sex, when they had banned the sex, that would have been done. Yeah, they would have been overtaken then. As soon as he banned the sex, dude would have been offed. There would have been a new leader. You feel me?
Yeah, you can't do that.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. That's
Yeah.
just me though.
Well, yeah. So move on to that. Since we got that, like, what's this one thing that you want to talk about?
The message of the movie. Do y'all have
Yeah.
a certain message that y'all thought the movie was going for? A lot of people said, I watched a couple reviews and they didn't really have a message. They said there wasn't a lot of hidden messages, but there's a really, really good one.
I know for one type of message is basically the exploitation of labor for workers. Where again, Mickey is like this. He's like the only expendable in the whole entire place, and he's used over and over again. The job's still the same, yet he's just printing out and redoing the same thing over and over. Which honestly kind of find relatable in like the workforce, like mostly from like literally all kinds of history, where we literally have like these rotating lists of people in a job where if someone would happen to like die from a workplace death or something like that, the person is basically replaced, but the same work still continues on and on. So it is this reflection of that type of aspect. And again, the whole political thing about like idiots running this type of government, exploiting the people, and just using them for their own ends is kind of like upfront, plain to see. And also it's more like with Mickey trying to find like overcoming his own type of fears to basically move forward and be more positive, because the dude was a defeatist. He always put himself down. Almost reminds me of Victor back in the past years ago.
But the hidden message I saw is almost everybody, like 90% of people are expendables. Doesn't pertain to me, doesn't pertain to maybe Victor, but shoot, if you were to die tomorrow, Alex, somebody would be taking your security job. Same for my mom. If my mom were to pass away, somebody would be taking her teacher job tomorrow. And this goes for everybody, like 90% of people who work corporate jobs, who don't work for themselves. Everybody isn't expendable. Everybody. You're just going to get reprinted. Somebody else is going to be doing your job the next day.
Yeah.
That's what I got from this. Almost everybody's an expendable.
And not to be dark, but you focus on the security job. I mean, look, you work for the military. That's like the most expendables vibe there is.
Yeah. No, real talk. Yeah.
Yeah, love you,
especially in wartime. But it's just reality.
Yeah. Like family and such mourn and loss, but the corporate next, like it ain't none.
Boom! It really shows you what's important. Because to family, you're not expendable. They can't just print another one of you out. Like if one of y'all were to pass, I wouldn't be able to print another y'all out. There wouldn't be another Victor or Alex. But to be honest, if I had a company with 100 employees, I could hire somebody else to do that job.
Yeah.
Like, so to family, to friends, to people who you really care about, that's the meaning of life. That's what that's real value in life, not the type of job or type of title you hold. Even if you CEO of a company, you'll be replaced the day after you die. You'll be replaced the day after you leave that job. So
Apple, right? Biggest companies in the history of humanity. Steve Jobs, R.I.P., passed away. Boom, Tim Cook up next, like it was nothing.
Yeah, and
you're right about that, Wyatt. Because honestly, what you're talking about, I think that's also another thing. That's also what you're talking about, where like for family. That's the type of person that's the type of person that can never be replaced or anything like that. And the one character I think fits that the most for that also overarching theme and message is actually Mickey's girl, Nasha. Because like think about it, she knows that he's always getting replicated every single time, but yet all the time she's always protected him and she loves him. And it's like even he said he doesn't know why she's with him, but like she still loves him regardless. Like she's there with him every time. Like there's literally this one scene where he's literally getting infected with these different diseases and specimens and stuff, where he's just left alone to die. But even though she's part of security for the ship and everything, she's always like, okay,
she's there with him.
Yeah, right there with him. Hazmat holding his hand, like not wanting to be alone. Even after Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 were all trying to kill each other, like she didn't try and decide which one I wanted. She wanted both because like they're both still Mickeys. Like even though one Mickey 18 is a lot more like hardened and kind of. I mean, that dude's like always
kinda
ready.
Cruel.
Yeah, it was ready to murk somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's kind of like more of like meant to be like the embodiment of like Mickey's frustrations and anger, which he's not able to do since again he is someone who likes to put himself down, and he's thinking like me dying over and over again is what I deserve. While Mickey 18 is like, no, fuck this. We're good dudes. We need to be taking our frustration on the people that's causing our frustration. Because after Mickey 18 tried to kill Mickey, the next person he tried to kill was Mickey's friend Timo, played by Steven Yeun, phenomenal actor. Love him in Invincible. Again, watch Invincible. Season 3 still going right now. But yeah, Steven Yeun, such a great actor, playing like a complete and total douchebag, just ready to screw somebody over and just try to con his way out and just try to make business meet every single time with him selling those gas.
Something they were inhaling.
It was Oxy something, but it definitely started with Oxy.
Essentially, like Nasha is basically Mickey's like whole love, and this made representation of like Mickey's fine with dying every day, just as long as he gets to go back to Nasha. That's like she's his world.
Well, yeah, he has no family on this other world and ship or whatever, so she's the only one he actually has an affection and relationship with.
Yeah, man, that's all he needs. Because again, he basically chose to be an expendable job because he didn't read the details of the job. He just needed to get out of there, so he'd have to deal with like the debt collector and his assistant, who's basically meant to kill you if you don't pay up.
But I really do like that. That message that you touched on. What I like that. Facts. I fully agree with it, and I actually. Going back to watch that movie through that angle would be really nice.
Yeah, especially you can see the whole Trump stuff that we're talking about here.
Yeah, you'll definitely notice that on the second go around. I can't believe you missed it. It was like the most obvious thing about the movie.
That's the first thing that popped up into my head. Like, okay, this is obviously Trump and his fucking sports. I mean, come on.
As soon as I heard his damn accent, I was like, man, they're trying to make this guy out like Trump.
Yeah, but also again, all those shows, the content, like the rich basically just use the workforce. Because again, there's this dinner scene between Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette's characters and Mickey, where it's like they literally used them for another experiment, like using like this growth hormone thing. And then as he was dying, Ruffalo's character was getting ready to shoot him in the head, but then Toni Collette's character is like, no, wait, stop. Don't stain my rug. I gotta get it. Okay, now you can shoot him. But it's like, yeah, fuck him. I care about my precious items and stuff that was given to me that I paid for and all that shit. Like we can just make another one of him. Yo, go ahead.
Yeah.
What did y'all think about the bugs?
Yeah, so like I said, I think I knew the second Mickey was coming. And so then he got left at the bottom of this ice cave, whatever. Then he comes back, makes his strike back. Boom, we find out there's two Mickey. Cool. From that point on, it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. Like, for example, I get it that he has this Mark Ruffalo's character is having this like big live, like it's basically like SNL or something, and
Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show type shit.
Yeah, and so then they go in there, they bring their fight into there because he's trying to stop him from killing him, killing Mark Ruffalo. Mickey 17 is trying to stop Mickey 18 from killing Mark Ruffalo. They go in there, then all hell breaks loose when they cut this rock, and one of those little animals is in there. Okay, cool. Then they get arrested and put into those cages or whatever. They get attained, whatever. Then they get put into those cages. Tell me why his friend comes and like, I don't know, he starts talking about the debt collector that you were just talking about from back on Earth. Like, oh yeah, they sent someone here. Someone's here. Like, they're gonna come get it. Like, I really need this, that, and the third. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then fast forward to what I consider to be back to the main plot point, which is like, okay, they're about to kill the Mickeys, but then they don't. They find out a way to communicate with the creatures, work out this deal, world peace in this new world. Okay, cool. Why was the point with the debt collector ever relevant anyways, outside of the fact that that was the reason as to why you left Earth to begin with? Well, it's like wasted space, bro.
I don't think
it's wasted space. You can't tell me otherwise. Yeah, you can think otherwise, but I will not be changed on that opinion. The scene where they're in the cells talking to homie are completely irrelevant to the end goal.
That's how they escaped. They had to have that conversation with him. That's how they escaped.
That's a cop out, bro.
No, it's not.
To get out of the cages?
No, I don't think so.
Had the keys.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. He came down there.
Have gotten the keys some other way outside.
The thing was, he wanted the debt collector wanted him to kill Mickey on tape type shit. That's the reason that they got close to the cages and they were able to grab the keys. If that debt collector was out of the equation, then he would have never came to the cages and they would have never gotten out.
I'm aware, but I think it's a cop-out.
It's not a cop-out.
Because the conversation is irrelevant.
You saw the same thing back in the movie with the review of The Heretic where you thought that was a cop-out. When I literally explained that wasn't a cop-out.
That was different.
You're basically saying like the same thing. This was necessary scene. Especially when it came.
I'm talking about the actual the bringing up topics from back on Earth that never resolved. Like they just show one scene at the very end of the movie of the dude that got sent from the debt collector killing homie. It's like, oh, he ended up killing him. Cool. Irrelevant fucking plot line.
It literally showed him that he got the upper hand over him and literally found another way to escape the whole death thing. The whole death thing was literally part of the whole thing to get the reason for them to be on the ship, help them escape, and also shows that even Timo's character is a little slimy weasel that's never gonna pay off his debts. It's that literally
big whoop irrelevant to the big picture. Why do I give a fuck about this dude being a weasel or being a great guy or being a father or I don't give a fuck about him.
Because it really he's irrelevant. The movie as being a piece of shit friend and also part of Mickey's whole thing where Mickey wasn't going to defend himself. That's why he has other people to help him in this instance because he couldn't. Because again, Mickey 18 was even talking about how this dude is such a weak loser. Because again, he always puts down on himself. Okay, yeah, you're just being stubborn about this. You're not seeing the fully point. You're just so stubborn.
You need to go give it a rewatch. You need to go give that scene a rewatch.
Again, you saying stuff is very stupid.
I don't need to give it a rewatch. Yes, I mean, I will rewatch it. This specific point will not change. I think his character, outside of the reason and the debt that we got on this ship and all that, is running from this problem. After that, I completely think anytime they're on screen or touching those subjects in conversation or anything like that are completely wasted. I mean, literally, imagine the movie. You take all that out. We're talking about the two Mickeys, the girl, the fucking Mark Ruffalo's character or whatever, all that, the animals outside, those little creatures, all that still stands perfectly intact.
No,
it's my God, you cannot
still be a little different. One of my favorite scenes was when both Mickeys were trying to kill and save him.
Exactly. So how else they're gonna escape the whole thing? So it's a cop out. You
No, it's not.
introduced the
No,
whole
it's
plot
literally
line
not.
just
Because it's
to
literally
escape-
showing that his character was also dealing with stuff like the Alfie and stuff. You were talking over us the whole time, I think, as well.
Look, I stand by it. It makes perfect. You go. I mean, literally take it out of the movie stands perfectly on itself.
Doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
No,
does.
it doesn't.
Besides
It
the fact,
doesn't.
can I finish?
Go ahead.
Besides the fact that this is the reason they're getting on this ship, everything after that is a complete wash.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. The only reason
it's staying. It's a whole different. It's a whole storyline between him and his friend, and this goes another real life point. That asshole best friend that always be getting you into shit, always be like leaving you high and dry and shit like that. We've probably all had a friend like this. I hope we don't have friends like this anymore. I hope we dropped them.
The time.
Most of the time is crazy. Most of the time spent on this ship when he was interacting with others was with the girl. He was like in like 3 different situations with homie.
And always relevant pertaining to, and also
Yeah.
relevant with
It's
Mickey.
their storyline.
It's like when Mickey 18 literally tried to kill him.
Hey, look. I think it's waste of space.
And
It's
you're
one
still
of
wrong.
it's one of the things I think it's negative. Period.
Needless negative, but whatever you say.
Just because it's a different opinion than yours does not mean it's wrong.
It is wrong pertaining to how it corresponds to the rest of the story and things pertaining to
Yeah, I
I
just think that's wrong. But
I think
yeah,
I know.
give it a rewatch. Give it a rewatch.
I don't think it is like y'all are essentially saying to me that the character is as important as Mickey, 17, 18, and the girl.
I feel like he's as important as it is to Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette's character. Because
Yeah.
again,
What? That's insane.
He's one of the main characters in the show, yo. He's like one of the only other crew members that we get a relationship with besides their girlfriend, you know? They have to.
It's y'all are, bro. All right, that's fine.
you're outnumbered 2. You're outnumbered 2 to 1.
I don't give a fuck about outnumbered. Their opinions.
No, this is like not. Mickey 17 gets taken advantage of all the time. He's a pushover.
Bro.
Why they put that pushover, that friend that pushes him over all the time in the movie? How is that not fucking relevant?
But why are we using the term all the time when it literally happens like twice?
It literally happens all the time because again,
All the time? You use it again?
because he's mostly used. That's literally Mickey 17's part of his character.
Bro, I
until
would
the very end.
actually like to look up the runtime of how much time out of the 2 hours and 17 minutes of this film homie's on screen with Mickey. I bet you I put my life on it's under 10 minutes. Actually, I'll bump it up to 15. But facts. It's literally such a like minuscule fucking part of this film.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is. You can't tell me homie was
No.
on screen 30 plus fucking minutes.
It's
No, it's not.
that doesn't matter. That it doesn't matter how long he was on screen.
Not important.
Bro, I'm just saying, y'all are saying all the time, when my point is that everything else, which is the whole other one singular plot line, is the main and most relevant plot line.
We're talking about
That's my
We're
point.
talking about Mickey's character and how he's like being used and exploited. That's
Bro.
just part of his character. And Larry
You're repeating
teaming a little. Yeah, because you're repeating the same thing.
I'm
We're
not.
telling you something otherwise.
All right.
We've
Hey.
made multiple points. We've both made multiple points of why this is necessary
No.
in the movie.
He's a pushover because he's a pushover all the time, and that's what this character is playing. I'm like,
Because
bro,
Mickey is.
why are we saying that's fine? No one's disagreeing with that.
You're
He's
disagreeing with it.
I'm disagreeing that he's a pushover.
You literally said that.
I
did not just say that.
I did not say that. I disagree that Mickey's a pushover.
You're
When have I
disagreeing.
ever said that?
You literally just did it like 10 seconds ago.
Not.
Yes, you did.
Okay, no, I didn't.
Yes,
But
you did.
so what? He's a pushover. You don't need a complete. Like y'all are saying that happens all the time.
But
It was not all the time.
This is the character progression in the movie. These are details that they put in the movie for us. He has been a pushover for a long time now. Even on Earth, he was a pushover, and this guy has been taking advantage of him the whole time. He's continuing to take advantage of him in space multiple times, and Mickey at the end finally puts an end to it with the help of 18. Like this,
Asha did.
But
Mostly.
it's like my whole. That's fine. But okay, fine. Let's run with that. Yes, he finally puts it into it at the end. Okay, great. But it's like I'm looking at the big picture of this film is Mickey running from Earth. This fucking, I don't know, rampant governed fucking person, whatever. Mark Ruffalo's character, this president, whatever he is like doing his thing. Then we're in this new planet. He's supposed to go explore the outside world. He's the only one that can get reprinted, meets these new creatures. They have to work out a deal of peace because now we're on your planet. Like, all that, that's the fucking girth and juice of the fucking film. So why should I give any fucks about his relationship with old homie over there?
Just make every movie 1 hour and just show the only necessary scenes of it. Then, like, we review movies all the time, bruh. How can you not put character progression? How can you not?
You said make the movie an hour. That's my point. Homie's plot line was like 10 minutes. It's so minuscule. It's irrelevant. It would not. If you take homie out, it would not go down to an hour-long runtime. That's my point.
Let's get out of this conversation. Let's get out of this conversation.
No, look,
I can't believe we're having this.
Cut out homie's part, and then the movie actually gets cut down to an hour.
That will be the reason that Mickey goes into space then.
Yes, that's the only relevant.
Take all the details out. All the damn supporting details, all the character progression. Take the shit out. Make it under an hour, and maybe you would have liked that movie a little more.
You're trying to die on this hill.
It's literally, bro. All right, it makes
perfect sense.
You could die on this hill about every movie.
Not a cop out,
brother. You just said, then how would he get to the ship? Exactly. That's the only like, literally, your only two responses could be, how would he get on the ship? Or how would he get out of the cages? Exactly. You introduced a fucking character for the single sake of getting you out of two specific situations.
Those are very important moments.
Yes, key situations. Yeah, no one's denying that, but good fucking writing does not make you create a brand new character just to get you out of two sticky situations. You find that out naturally. I'm just saying it's a negative. I'm not saying it's like this fucking great big like, oh my god, this movie is dog shit because of this. I'm just saying it's definitely lacking.
You don't realize that he's also the reason that that Mickey 18 even existed, right?
Partially.
No, because he was literally the one that left Mickey 17 to die, and Brent Lynn went back. And so he's like, oh yeah, Mickey died, so go ahead and print out a new one. Because he literally took Mickey's flamethrower and left him in that chasm. He didn't give a fuck about him. He's literally the only reason Mickey 18 exists, and also, even Mickey 18... He
wasn't supposed to rescue him, though.
He could have, though.
He could have, but he's not supposed to. That's part of the job.
Yeah, but he didn't die. That's the point.
Yeah, I'm aware. But he wasn't supposed to rescue him either on the other side. He was
supposed to rescue him. He just didn't.
That was not his job. No, it was not.
No, then why would they even need a line to even go down there in the first place? He was literally doing flying himself.
Bro, I am sure now that you have no understanding of this movie. No, nobody listened to Victor's comments about this shit.
They literally said it.
Please go rewatch this shit. Please go rewatch this tonight. I'll buy you a ticket.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, they literally said it.
Yeah, but he's literally been sent out there for exploring and thing. And if he wasn't dead, he still could have used them to at least get him up there to keep on doing his job.
Okay, sure, he could have gotten him up there, but his job was not to rescue him.
That's a detail they did not put in there. Maybe they should have spent 60 seconds on that. On if his job was to rescue him or just obtain the flamethrower. So I'm pretty sure they didn't put it in writing. They didn't put it in details, but I'm pretty sure his job.
Because it was like literally island thing. He had discretion to do what he wanted. He could have helped Mickey because again, but he's essentially the shitty person. Of course, he's not going to help Mickey because he don't give a fuck about him.
Okay, he's a shit. No one's disagreeing. He's a shitty person. No one's disagreeing. Mickey's a pushover. Okay, I'm dropping it.
I've been saying let's drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he on. But y'all got anything else about the movie?
Yeah. one other thing that I want to talk about earlier on when we were talking about non-spoiler stuff. I think what stopped it from being like so really really good is the fact that we mostly throughout for like the first 40 minutes stuff, it was mostly like narration of like Mickey's job and what he's talking about with this whole when he's talking about doing his whole like recloning every single time he dies. And going back to what you were saying, Wyatt, like how the movie was originally supposed to be longer and have more time with the other Mickeys. We only got like Mickey talking about brief mentions of them, but we never actually got to see them. We get to see him die at some rare other times, but we never got to see like the other personalities or anything else involving the other Mickeys. Because I only know, and specifically, Mickey 17 was talking about how Mickey's like 3 and 5 when they was one of them was like either too whiny and more was basically like way too attached and everything. Why and how we got to Mickey 18, he's basically like more confident, more charming, and just ready to kill a motherfucker for who's basically be a piece of shit. So yeah, I think they also could want to see like more of the different types of deaths of Mickey while seeing the different characterizations from all these different other Mickey that come out of the printer.
I would have loved that too. I would have loved to spend some more time with the earlier Mickeys. I hope they come out with a director's cut or something, so we can see.
You say they're supposed to make it longer. Did they actually film it, or was this like a pre-production plan that didn't actually get?
They filmed it, and then production they cut it down.
Dang, bro! I hate when they do that.
What a shame. Yeah. Like the same thing with Den of Thieves Pantera. Because like the movie was already about like 2 hours, like 2 hours and 16, but then the original cut of the movie was about 2 hours and 35, 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it's like, you gotta be kidding me. That some of the story stuff in there would have made way more sense and given more time with these type of characters and stuff going on there, and then would have flowed much better. It's like, man, damn the studios, because even the director wanted to keep the content stuff in there and not cut. It's like, man, that sucks. That movie could have the potential to be a step higher than what the first film was, and it's like now I'm just really disappointed when they do stuff like that.
Same here.
Sucks.
Same here. Yeah. Just take so much from the movie that it takes those supporting details and stuff like that out of the movie, and I don't know what's the reason they're cutting these movies down so short. I mean, people's attention spans? Because
big studios such as Warner Brothers, Lionsgate, Fox 20th, all these the big ones, Sony, all these big ones, they in their minds financially think it is a negative to put out longer runtimes because less people will go. However, literally are proven wrong. Literally, Christopher Nolan has proven this to be wrong. The Batman is 3 hours long. Avengers Endgame is 3 hours long. Oppenheimer is 3 hours long. Like, they are literally proven.
I hope Odyssey is like 4 hours.
Like the 4 hours long.
The Brutalist is almost 4 hours long. It just won like every award humanly possible. Like, they are literally proving studios wrong and they're dying on the hill, which is so bad.
Plus, the Brutalist had like a good 15, 20 minute intermission.
Minutes, yeah.
Yeah, intermission time.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't they just do that for longer movie and things like that?
Yeah.
People are still gonna be sitting. They can take a break, go to the bathroom, do what they need to, and then boom, get back and clock in.
Bro, I don't care who you are, what you do, or what. Like, I don't care. If you make a good movie, people will come.
It's the quality of the writing and storytelling, and the greater character, and the greater way you tell the story. And it's quality. That's what it's all about, really. Even James Gunn said that when he was talking about movies and superhero fatigue. Superhero fatigue isn't really the problem here. It's the fact that there's no quality storytelling and greater production value for the movies that you're making. That's the problem. Yeah. Because you're half-assing your movies and shit. You're not doing what you could do with the resources, and you're trying to spend all this money on visual effects when really the stuff looks like shit most of the time. That could be done. That's done so much better for people who make fan films on fucking YouTube.
Yeah,
I know. Fan films are better than the leading IPs in the world, Marvel and Star Wars. You have fan films that are beating their ass right now.
Oh yeah,
They've destroyed both of these IPs with terrible storytelling, terrible casting, and just terrible decisions up and down for both of these IPs. We're getting into a different subject from Mickey 17, but these studios these studios got to cut the bullshit, man. They got to cut the bullshit. They got to give us good storytelling. We don't care if we're in the theater for 5 hours. If it's a good story, if we nailed in, if we locked in,
we locked in.
Yeah, we're locked in like that, you know? And man, I hope they make it. I hope they turns it around. I hope it turns it around, man. With the Brutalist winning all these rewards and all.
You fuck around and drop a 6-hour movie, bro. I'll be in there, bro. I'll be in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping that's what I'm kind of hoping. Christopher Nolan's Odyssey movie is 3 hours. It's 3 hours long.
No, it'll be longer. I'll put money on that.
I hope so. That way, then that'll show them.
Bro, if it's longer than that, oh man. But Lord of the Rings, one of the dang, y'all just watched it. The movies are 3-4 hours long.
Bro, yeah, the extended cut is the original cut when it came out was actually still almost 3 hours.
No, it's still long. Yeah.
Return of the King.
That means people have been proving this for not just recently, bro. It's been decades, bro. Hold up. The Godfather trilogy is like long as hell, bro. Bro, it's a whole, bro. Yeah, it's like I mean, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Kubrick's masterpiece is like almost 3 hours long. It's like 2:45 range. Like literally, we could, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It really is. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's an attention span thing. They think still for some reason that we won't come if they make it long. They want them to cut it down. It happens all the time. Why? I mean, Nosferatu, fantastic film. Still, even as it released in theaters, was fantastic, but it also has an extended cut because they made them cut it down. And it wasn't even that long. It literally wasn't that long. I mean, Mickey 17, official runtime's 2:17. It's not, to me, bro, that's a short movie, dog. We in there 2 hours.
Yeah, boom. Short movie to me. I mean, 2:45 at least. Like, give us at least 5 minutes with each Mickey. You know?
Yeah, when you're touching the 2:30 range, then I'm thinking, okay, some decent time, there's some weight to it. And then if you go past the 2:30 mark, I'm like, oh hell yeah, you know.
Think this: if they would have done this with Mickey 17, let's get back on track with Mickey 17 and how they could how could they have made this movie better with an extended runtime. Think if they would have spent at least 5 minutes on each Mickey, and we got a unique story from each Mickey, showing their personality and showing some of the things they've been through. It would only took 3 to 5 minutes for each Mickey. You could have told a great story for each one of them.
Yeah,
and then this movie would have been like a 10 because you would have had 18 different Mickey stories, bro. This movie would have been amazing if they would have spent some time and did that. Maybe they did, and they just had to cut it.
Yeah, because honestly, I think what also makes the movie so good is literally the interactions of the Mickeys together with the other people, creating this like huge bit of like chaos and a stressful situation. Especially with the fact that introduced the idea of multiples back on Earth, where they had this one scientist who like made the whole thing possible, and he was literally using those clones of his to basically have an alibi for himself while he went out to murder homeless people.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was like great. I was not expecting that, but honestly, it was something that I've always feared about with clones, because like if you got a clone out there and there's a chance that one's probably gonna go out and do something crazy or where that basically looking like you, it's like you gotta kill the clones, man. You gotta kill the clones before it goes too far.
It's like, imagine if like Jeffrey Dahmer had clones. That'd be crazy.
Oh boy, no gay bar would be safe.
That was actually, I really like that idea and how it was explained and like developed. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, because honestly, I was honestly expecting like until I was kind of figuring out most of the movie, I was only kind of expecting like a full blown Mickey war against themselves, like all out killing spree in the snowy area.
You're saying before going into this movie?
Yeah, that's honestly what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Crazy.
I know. That's what I was thinking from the trailers alone, due to the fact that the whole thing was kind of be based on like this whole big, huge black comedy of the clones trying to be like the superior type classic when
Oh,
they're trying
yeah.
to kill each other in like these crazy ways possible.
Hey, that was
Man,
That was crazy.
I thought the story was gonna end with him and Natasha starting to populate that world.
Mm.
I was
Like
saying,
they were like the Adam of Eve, because you know the dude was racist or whatever. Like he wanted this all white population or whatever. And
yeah,
I just thought it would have been really cool if the clone and the black chick were the ones that like made this world their own. You know?
like because it was. There's some freaks experimenting with different sex positions and stuff like that. Because, like,
Oh
honestly,
my gosh!
I kid you not, I was honestly expecting like Nasha to basically get like a threesome going on with Mickey 17 and 18.
Hey, bro.
Like, it was like, was it just me? Because I was expecting a whole full ass threesome going on.
Man,
with a
I was expecting a threesome scene also. They must have cut the threesome scene. They must have cut it.
right?
Yeah.
Hey,
They
bro.
cut the damn threesome scene because I know there's one. I know they filmed one.
Oh, we need to see. That's all we need to see the extended cut. We need to see the threesome.
Why
It's in the
why they left that out? The movie was already rated R. Why they left that out, I don't know. Like that could have been one of the biggest scenes, you know?
Man, you know what I was expecting?
Everybody
At
want to see Robert Pattinson's body. That would have got all the females. All the females would have came and saw this movie, you know?
Look. At first, I was expecting that threesome, but then once old girl knocked on the door and came in and walked into that, I was expecting like, yo, you take one, I take one. Like, hey, I'm being so for real. I thought where it was about to twist for real.
Yeah, getting that vanilla chocolate swirl going on.
Nah, I thought that was going to develop. And they never really developed it. Natasha never told the Mickey that, hey, I'm keeping this one, I'm keeping that one. That would have been some tension. That would have been a good scene.
Yeah,
That's what I was hoping would happen.
That's what I was thinking was gonna happen. I also do kind of like how Nasha is basically not trying to like.
She's not standing her ground.
Yeah, because again, she still loves the Mickeys, and she thought like one Mickey is expendable to be used for another person. Since like that's kind of this whole thing on the job with them dying every time. So like again, it's something I definitely would have been interested to see that whole dynamic. Cause like I take this Mickey, you take the other, but I also gotta be like, oh girl, stood on business. You know, Nasha is the real one.
Yeah. No, it's going back to that your earlier point. Family. I mean, relationships, real people that actually care about you, even if you are expendable. Like she's like, no, like I still, So shout out her.
Man, why did they cut that? Why did they cut these scenes? Why did they cut these scenes?
What could have been, man?
This movie could have been really, really good. He could have got another 10 out of this.
Oh, yeah.
But
you seen Parasite? What?
I watched it once. Yeah, really good movie.
Yeah,
definitely watch Snowpiercer, man. That movie is.
I watched it too. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of dark messages, hidden messages in that movie too about classes and how different classes are treated and stuff like that. Man, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lock in on that tonight. I'm gonna watch that tonight. Snowpiercer.
Really good watch. They have a TV show that they came out with afterwards. It's not as good as the movie. I wish they would have kind of continued on the same route they were going on with the movie. I mean, the show is a little cheesy.
That's true, but I do appreciate how, like, in the series, it does go a lot more expansion on the higher classes in these different areas of the train and stuff like that, which we was able to get to fully get from the movie. That is one good positive thing about the TV series. But again, I will say the movie is still better for what it was trying to do and what it was trying to be. The TV show definitely took a more different take on it compared to what Bong Joon Ho is, but different.
Did he write it as well, or just direct?
I don't know if he wrote it, but I feel like this is something that he would actually write and direct. But then again, he didn't fully write Mickey 17. So,
oh, he didn't.
Yeah, not fully. I think he did also have a writing part.
I mean, it is based on a book, by the way. Which, by the way, touching on that topic really quick, Mickey 17, the film, is based on a book, and it's like, man,
oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, plus the book is called.
That?
Yeah, the book is called Mickey 7, but I forget who was the author because I just read about it just a day ago.
Dude, I didn't, because whole time I'm thinking, how did this guy come up with this idea? But I mean, hey, clearly it was inspired from a book. But whoever wrote that, I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
So the show is developed by Josh Friedman. If y'all
Yeah,
knew, I don't know who he is.
Yeah,
But
but Bong Joon Ho in this right Snowpiercer. Also, again, Snowpiercer is actually based off a graphic novel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I could see that. I could see an old novel being written about trains kind of surviving the end of the world type deal.
Yeah, but honestly, the action sequences in Snowpiercer kind of makes you think, oh yeah, this is definitely something from a graphic novel. It's way too stylistic with the way it's done, shit like that. It was awesome.
Oh, he did. He did the screenplay.
Oh, for May 17 or Snowpiercer?
No, for Snowpiercer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna lock into that tonight. All right, yeah. But back to the topic at hand. Anything else on Mickey 17? By the way, Bong Joon Ho is now slowly becoming one of my favorite directors of all time.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely got to see more of his work and stuff
Brother,
like that.
you gotta, at the very next possible chance you get, I know you work a lot, Parasite, brother.
Oh, yes, that's definitely something I do need to watch, regardless this month.
Like, this month? I'm talking about the very next chance you have 2 hours at your house. Like, you got to lock in on this. I'm telling you, it's a 10. It's undeniably a 10.
I believe you. Good. I believe you. Trust me, I believe you. That's been a whole thing.
If anybody out there is foaming at the mouth over Parasite still, let me know in the comment section because I want to relate. Because, oh my goodness.
And also,
still can't get over it.
Also, please put in the comments on whether you think Steve Yeun's role as Timo was actually necessary or it was basically something that felt like a cop-out.
It's probably an unpopular opinion. There was no need for that, but sure, let us know. It's probably an unpopular opinion.
I am hoping someone...
Actually, Daniel and Dylan agreed with me when we were at the movie. Anyways, anything else?
No. I'm just hoping that we get some comments proving you wrong.
Anything else?
But no, I do want to add one thing when it came to the ending where Mickey was trying to stop those creepers from attacking. It was like how I would kind of expected to have like a whole battle with these creatures. So that I did like the inversion of the fact that they are highly intelligent and the fact that it basically having Mickey basically turn on his own employers, kind of like the turn on the labor force. I think it was kind of like an exemplary point of like a worker strike type of situation, but like a loosely based type of thing possible. So I do like how it doesn't go like the full type of cliche climactic action battle type thing in this sequence, because I think that does fit more with like Mickey's character and the certain themes of like being like an expendable labor force, which I do like. But I do also like how like even those creepers were actually capable of flying, saying like, if I use this sound at a specific frequency, your eyes and brains will explode. Oh, yeah. That was funny because they were like lying.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was a good ending piece. I did like that. Yeah. Other than that, I think that's it for me.
Yep. Wyatt, anything else?
That's it for me, man. That's all for me.
Yeah, I think we covered it all. Touched a lot of bases.
Definitely did a big rant.
We still think it's a solid film, even with us having our own unique takes on things we didn't like about the film. But I think we all would agree. We would recommend people to go watch it because it's still deserving of a watch. It's still deserving of your, whatever it is, $15 at the movie theater, I think. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Mickey 17, Robert Pattinson, Bong Joon Ho directing. It's out now in theaters. And if you can, go watch it in IMAX. They actually had the full aspect ratio. Was awesome. Really enjoyed that. So, with that being said, we will see you guys very soon. We are the Big Screen Show. If you are not subscribed, please make sure to do so for more videos like this. We try to bring you guys videos at least once a week. And if you like this video, please make sure to let us know by hitting the thumbs up button down there. But like I said, peace out.